You've called someone a narcissist, maybe in your head. You've called yourself an empath. Nobody calls themselves normal anymore. Today, why? Open your phone, right now. Pick any app you use to look at other people. You'll find it in 30 seconds. Dating apps? Empaths. Self-described, in the bio, right above the height. TikTok? Search Narcissist. Hundreds of millions of views. Storytime videos. Therapists explaining red flags. 20-year-olds diagnosing their mothers on camera. Bookstore? Count the books with Narcissist on the cover. Then count the ones with Empath. Then try to find one with the word normal. You won't. 20 years ago, narcissist was a clinical word. You heard it from a therapist, in a textbook, or in a movie about a serial killer. Empath was a Star Trek thing. Normal was the default. Boring, maybe, not embarrassing. Now, narcissist is what you call your ex. Empath is what you call yourself when you want someone to understand why you're tired. And normal is a word almost nobody applies to themselves anymore. 3 words that used to live in 3 different worlds, sitting on the same shelf, millions of people using them to make sense of their lives. That shift didn't happen by accident. Start with the heavier word, the one we use on other people, narcissist. Before we talk about how it gets thrown around, we have to talk about what it actually is. Narcissistic personality disorder. It's in the DSM, the manual psychiatrists actually use. 9 criteria. You need to meet 5. Grandiose self-importance. Fantasies of unlimited success. A belief that you're special and can only be understood by other special people. A need for excessive admiration. Entitlement. Exploiting others. A lack of empathy. Envy. Arrogance. Read that list again, slowly. Now the number. Community samples put prevalence at roughly 1 to 2% of the population. Uncommon. Most people you know? Not narcissists. Most people your friends date? Not narcissists. The actual diagnosis is rare. NPD is also serious. People who meet that threshold can cause real harm to the people closest to them. The diagnosis exists because the pattern is real and the damage is real. Nobody is debating that. But here's the thing. Most people throwing the word around right now have never opened the DSM. The word that needed a 40-page criteria set is being delivered on a regular basis over voicemail by someone's ex. The clinical word has left the clinic. Today, narcissist rarely meets 5 of 9 criteria. It usually means, this person hurt me, didn't take responsibility, and made me doubt my own perception. Different thing. Not nothing, but not the diagnosis either. Now, flip the camera. The other label. The one we keep for ourselves. Empath is a different kind of word. Not in the DSM, no clinical definition. No criteria, no prevalence estimate, no diagnostic threshold. The word comes out of New Age and spiritual writing in the 80s and 90s. It went mainstream in the 2010s. Self-help books, podcasts, online community. But here's what it gestures at. That part is real. Some people genuinely do notice and absorb other people's emotional states more than others do. Psychology has a name for something adjacent, highly sensitive person, or HSP, a construct developed by the researcher Aron in 1996. 15 to 20% of the population, by her estimate, heightened sensory and emotional processing, a measured trait, not a vibe. Empath isn't the same as HSP. It's broader, looser, more identity-coded. But it's pointing at something a lot of people experience and don't otherwise have a word for. I feel what's in the room. I feel it strongly. And I am tired. The label exists because the experience didn't have a name. Take that seriously before we ask what else the label is doing. 2 seats at the table: empath, narcissist. So where did the third one go? Try this. Picture yourself at a party. Someone asks who you are. You say, "I'm just a normal person." Feel that? The small flinch? Like you just admitted to having no story, no depth, nothing that makes you, you. Here's the thing. Empathy isn't binary. Self-focus isn't binary. Most people land somewhere in the middle on both. They feel for other people sometimes and don't sometimes. They're generous in some moments, selfish in others. Ordinary good days, ordinary bad days, ordinary blind spots about themselves. That's most of us. That's most of the people you know. That's probably you. The middle of the distribution, where most human beings actually live, has quietly become a place nobody wants to claim from. And when normal goes missing, the only 2 seats left at the table are empath and narcissist. Here's the question that actually matters. Not what the labels mean, what they do. Because nothing this popular survives unless it's doing real work for the people using it. Picture this. Someone, 6 weeks out of a hard breakup, trying to make sense of what happened, why it hurt the way it did, why they're still tired. They reach for the word empath. Watch what one word does for them. It gives them a name for a real experience that didn't have one. It explains why relationships exhaust them, without blaming them. They don't have bad boundaries. They're just absorbing more than other people are. It places them gently on the moral high side of the interaction. They're the giver. They're the one who feels. And it arrives right after someone hurt them. The label says, "It wasn't that I was weak, it was that I cared too much." That's the empath label doing its job. Now watch the same person reach for the other word, for their ex, narcissist. It names the harm. It ends the loop of self-doubt. Am I overreacting? Was I the problem? Did I imagine it? Once the other person is the narcissist, the answer is no. It licenses the exit in a way that "we just weren't right for each other" doesn't. It transfers the weight of the failure off their shoulders and onto a category. And it hands them a community. Millions of people online ready to recognize the story and supply the rest of the vocabulary. Both labels do legitimate work. They name experiences that needed names. They ease pain that needed easing. If you only notice what the labels cost, you'll miss why people keep choosing them. We have to honor that before we say a word about the price. But labels don't come alone. They bring a worldview with them. And once you see this one, you can't unsee it. The worldview is this: there are good people, there are bad people. And the work of life is figuring out which is which, starting with yourself. In that frame, you're the empath, the highly sensitive one, the giver. They're the narcissist, the taker, the harmer. Your relationship pain has a shape: victim and perpetrator. Your job is to identify which you are, find others on your side, and protect yourself from the other side. Clean, tellable. The structure of almost every successful piece of content about relationships on the internet right now. And it's doing something specific. It turns identity into diagnosis. Who I am becomes a category I belong to. Who they are becomes a category they belong to. The categories explain the behavior. The behavior reinforces the categories. The loop closes. It removes you, gently, from the equation. If they were the narcissist and you were the empath, then what happened between you wasn't a thing the two of you co-created. It was a thing done to you. Your role recedes, theirs grows, and the messy middle, where most human pain actually lives, becomes almost impossible to talk about. Because the middle doesn't have a villain. The middle is just two people who couldn't figure it out. You get something from this frame. Clarity, an exit, a community, a story you can tell. You also pay for it, in nuance, in your own agency, in the possibility that the other person was, in their own way, also doing their best. Worth knowing the price. Here's the story we almost never tell. Not because it isn't true, because it doesn't trend. Two normal people meet. They like each other. They try. They have mismatched needs in some specific area. One wants more reassurance than the other knows how to give, or one withdraws when the other wants to talk. They don't have great tools for fixing it. Most people don't. One of them does something ordinary and human and a little cowardly. The other does something ordinary and human and a little defensive. The thing compounds. They drift, or it ends. Nobody was the empath. Nobody was the narcissist. Both of them contributed. Both of them, in their own way, were doing their best with what they had. That story doesn't make a thumbnail. No villain, no vindication, no community of people online ready to agree with you. But for a lot of us, it's the more accurate one. The labels aren't the enemy. The labels aren't free either. Notice what they're doing for you. Notice what they cost.
I'm not asking you to agree with me. Just, before you decide what's true, notice how badly you want it to be. That want, it's not proof. It's a clue.
So, which one did you reach for? The empath? The narcissist? The label you put on someone else? The label you kept for yourself? Sit with this one. Why did you need to know? Follow if this is your kind of question. Why people believe